is all your fault. If you had stayed in your house, none of this would have happened. But I promise you, I'm not leaving without a fight. So buckle up, because this marriage isn't over yet. Take this. Baba gave Jessica a white substance wrapped in a red and black cloth. When you get home, prepare your husband's favorite meal and add a pinch of this to it. A week later, after Jessica served her husband Ukpong and his friends Usen and Fred afang soup instead of the fisherman soup she was given money to prepare, Jessica did an unbelievable thing that made Ukpong tell her he was no longer interested in the marriage. 1 week after the food incident, Ukpong's parents visited him. They wanted to see how their son was faring and also spend quality time with him and his wife. Unfortunately, when they arrived at Ukpong's house with the bags full of gifts and food items, looking very tired and exhausted from the journey, the unexpected happened. Ukpong's father, Chief Asukwo, knocked on the door. He knocked several times with no response. Just as he was about to take out his phone from his pocket to call his son Ukpong, he heard a voice asking, "Who is there?" "Ah, my daughter, it is us, your mother and father-in-law, Eno," Ukpong's mom told Jessica. Jessica was surprised. She went to check through the peephole of the door, and when she confirmed it was her in-laws, she wondered why they visited. She wasn't really fond of Ukpong's parents. In fact, she despises them, even though they love her as their own daughter. She pretended to smile and said, "Welcome all. I didn't know you were coming. Why didn't you tell me you were visiting us?" "I told my son 2 weeks ago that we were visiting him today. He is aware that we were coming. Please, my daughter, open the door and help us with this luggage. It is quite heavy," Chief Asukwa responded. Jessica smirked. "Well, your son didn't inform me of your visit." "My daughter, why are you not opening the door? We are tired and need to rest. Please, open up quickly," Asukwa continued to urge her. "I said your son didn't inform me of your visit, and you're still insisting I open the door for you. I can't do that. You have to wait for your son to finish work and then come open the door for you. Or you go back to wherever you came from, reschedule your visit, and inform me properly." At this point, Ukpong's mother, Eno, became furious at the way Jessica was treating them. She started talking to Jessica in a stern tone, expressing her disappointment and frustration with the situation. "Jessica, or whatever you call yourself, what sort of insult is this now? You have the guts to lock your husband's parents outside. Are you alright?" Jessica retorted, "Well, my husband's parent, as you call yourselves. This is my house. This is my home. If you want to visit, you must inform me first. Otherwise, I have the right to refuse your entry. If you cannot respect my boundaries, then I suggest you reschedule your visit for another time." Ukpong's parents were puzzled at Jessica's harsh response, unsure of how to proceed in the tense situation. They exchanged glances. They couldn't believe their daughter-in-law had actually behaved in such a manner. Eno decided to call her son and inform him of the situation. Ukpong was in his office going through a document on his desk while his phone rang. He looked at his screen and saw that it was his mother calling. He smiled and picked up the call. "Hello, Mama," Ukpong said as he answered the phone. "Hello, Ukpong. We are at your house." Ukpong, excited that his parents had arrived, smiled and said, "Oh, really? You already here?" Before he could continue, his mom interrupted him. "We arrived here 30 minutes ago, but your wife has refused us entry into the house. She claims that you didn't inform her of our visit, and as such, we can't come in," Eno reported on the phone angrily. Ukpong's smile faded on hearing what his mother said. He froze on the phone in shock. He quickly apologized to his mother and assured her that he would handle the situation immediately. He ended the call and rushed home. On getting home, Ukpong was shocked to see his parents standing outside his house. He rushed over to them and apologized while taking their luggage from them. He took out his keys and opened the door, and the three of them walked in and met Jessica watching television. Her eyes met with Ukpong's furious gaze. She eased at them and turned to watching the television. Ukpong was so furious, but he held it in because he respected his parents and didn't want to flare up in their presence. He turned to his parents and beckoned on them to follow him as he took them to the room. After settling his parents, Ukpong excused himself and walked angrily to the sitting room where Jessica was watching television. "Jessica," Ukpong called to her angrily. "What was the meaning of that? Is something wrong with you? How dare you refuse my parents' entry into my own house?" Jessica fumes back at Ukpong. "It is my house too, and they have no right to turn up without any invitation." "What did you say? Without what? They are my parents, for Christ's sake. They told me they were visiting. Isn't that enough? Oh, you wanted them to call you and say, 'Her Majesty, we are visiting our son.' Really? Really?" "Yes, really. I am your wife, and so I should be aware of anyone visiting you, including your parents," Jessica responded. "Alright," Ukpong said. "I get it. I forgot to tell you, but that isn't enough reason why you should refuse them entry into the house." Jessica replied sluggishly, "Well, next time, do not forget." Ukpong snorted. "I'm glad to tell you there will be no next time because I am done." "Eh? I am done." Jessica was shocked. She scoffed in disbelief. What did you say?" Ukpong replied, "Yes, it is over. I'm done. My lawyer will be in touch with the divorce papers soon." Ukpong walks out of the room, leaving Jessica shocked. Jessica gasped. She stood frozen in disbelief as Ukpong's words sank in. The realization that her marriage was truly over hit her like a ton of bricks. She felt a wave of emotions wash over her. Unsure of what to do next, Jessica fell on the couch and started sobbing, talking to herself. Jessica murmured, He is joking, isn't he? He is joking. He can't be serious now. He can't be serious. Over. Just like that? No, never. It was the weekend the next morning, and Ukpong's parents were seated at the dining table while Ukpong was in the kitchen preparing breakfast. Jessica walked in, her eyes red from the anger she felt. Ukpong's parents exchanged worried glances as they noticed her appearance, unsure of what had transpired between their son and daughter-in-law. Jessica looked at them disdainfully and said, "You're happy now, right? You are happy. You came all the way to destroy my marriage. Well, congratulations. Congratulations, you have succeeded." Ukpong's parents were taken aback by her accusation, unsure of how to respond to her sudden outburst. "You never liked me. What did I ever do to you? What did I do to you? You always thought I wasn't good enough for your son. Now look at what you've done. Look at what you've done. It is all your fault. If you had stayed in your house, none of this would have happened. But I promise you, I'm not leaving without a fight. So buckle up, because this marriage isn't over yet." As Jessica finished talking, she turned around and was about to walk out when she noticed Ukpong walking in from the kitchen with a tray of freshly baked cookies sliced into perfect squares. She stopped in her tracks, the anger in her eyes raging as she watched him approach. She looked at him and rolled her eyes before storming out. Ukpong looked at his parents, who were sitting at the dining table, and shrugged before setting the tray of cookies down on the table. "Just ignore her," Ukpong told his parents. "It will be over soon. Very soon it will be over." His parents were shocked. Ukpong's dad said to him, "My son, we don't want to be the reason for your marriage to fall apart. As it is said, marriage is not beds of roses. It is not a bed of roses. Sometimes you fight, quarrel, disagree, agree, and make up. But a breakup shouldn't be an option. Breakup shouldn't be your last resort." Ukpong's mother sighed and added, "Ukpong, my son, your father is correct. Your wife may be a little rough around the edges, but every marriage has its challenges. You need to talk to her and resolve this. Divorce is not an option." Disagreeing with his parents, Ukpong said, "No, Mom. I have had enough. I've had it up to a year and I can't take it anymore. She is very disrespectful. That woman doesn't respect me at all. And she's not only disrespectful to me, but she's also disrespectful to you, my parents. I can stomach everything, but see this one? I can't take it. No." Ukpong's mom shook her head and said, "Yes, I know she is disrespectful, but no one is perfect, my dear. Everyone has their weaknesses. However, we have to tolerate each other and work through our differences." Later that day in the afternoon, Jessica decided to get help from her friend Jane. She called Jane and told her everything that transpired at the house. She cried desperately on the phone and pleaded with Jane to help her out. Jane, Jessica said, I can't lose my marriage, I can't lose my marriage. My husband has already contacted his lawyer. We have to act fast, please. Please help me, sister. Help me." Jessica cried. Jane on the other side of the phone told Jessica to calm down. "Calm down, Jessica," Jane said. "I have a plan, but you must do as I say. Now, get dressed. I'll send you the address to Baba Shika's shrine. Go there and meet him. Whatever he says you should do it ASAP. Trust me, if you do what Baba says, everything will go back to normal and even better," Jane assured Jessica.
It's Tales by Irene Ulaito. It's Tales by Irene Ulaito. It's from our culture. It's from our heritage. Africa. It's very educative, it's very inspiring.